Let's analyze what is happening with AMC stock. I'll also show you my portfolio. We will analyze volatility together. There are very sharp movements with significant shifts in both implied volatility and historical volatility. I'll also show you the strike. I'll approximately show the portfolio and what's happening there. Let's take a look at the table, review the news. As I mentioned in the previous video, something happened. There was an additional stock offering from the company, which of course changed a lot. Usually I do AMC reviews at the end of the week, but with such urgent situations, I might even do them every day. And today, such an urgent situation occurred immediately. Let's look at the news. Let's read them. What happened? My good news on this Easter Sunday is that in March, the domestic industry box office finally turned upwards, AMC CEO Adam Aron said in a tweet on X. Some might wonder what's going on. Why are we falling? After all, the news seemed good. Revenue and profit stick. But we continue to fall. Again, this is primarily related to the additional offering of the company's shares. We can see that the additional offering occurred in mid-August and we fell by 70% significantly. There was also an additional offering in mid-November. And from that moment, as you can see, we also started to fall and there was significant volatility. And now another additional offering of shares has occurred. I believe we will continue to fall. The question now is, to what level can we drop? We'll discuss this a little later. Again, I remind you that I also have significant positions in AMC, and they are also suffering losses. This is related to adjustment. I manage my positions, closing some, opening others, adding new position. But the bottom line regarding the position, the profit, I will at the end of the week. Right now, I just want to show and explain what happened. To fully understand the situation, let's immediately focus on volatility. Over the last day, you can see there was a significant spike. We were at 90%. Currently, volatility has risen to the range of 100 to 130%. For some strikes, this is indeed quite significant. Let's also take a look at the volatility smile. Everything has changed again. It has shifted significantly. We can see that near strikes and far strikes are very different. Near strikes are more accurate in indicating price. That is, they are directional both upwards and downwards. But the further the strikes, the less likely the price increase. That is, volatility at the far end is not increasing. Let's switch to historical implied volatility right away. We see that implied volatility is above its historical values, and you can also play on that. In terms of volatility, it tends to revert to its historical level. Looking at the volumes, we should pay attention to the fact that the main volume is in our call, with their strike level of $30 and half dollars to $4, while the volume of puts is with their strike level of $3. It's worth noting that we have a significant wall at $3. Let's take a look right away. Although the stock hasn't reached this price yet, I immediately say that there is a possibility that it will at least drop to $3 and then definitely bounce back from $3. Again, I'm making this forecast based on volatility, but I remind you that I can't predict price movements unlike some bloggers who talk about incredible short squeezes. My main goal is position management and portfolio management, as I've discussed in all my previous videos. The key to success is not predicting where the stock will go, but primarily managing positions and portfolios, which is what I do. I also to show you 3D volatility, but again, this structure requires a very long and clear explanation of how it can be used to play. We won't stop at that until we have additional stock placement. I guarantee nothing will happen. Also, I want to remind you of my thoughts on the short squeeze. As for everything else, I am open to the possibility of the price moving up to $10. A $10 short squeeze is still a very significant increase of 230%, but I don't entertain the idea of the stock rising to $300 or $500. It's lies. Yes, it can happen over the course of decades and action begins to develop comprehensively, but something tells me more and more that the action is more likely to go bankrupt than to buy out of this situation, or it will simply be bought out. The reasons are huge debts, plus there is a probability of another pandemic X that everyone always talks about at the World Economic Forum. I fully admit new pandemics, and this will certainly kill this company. If something like this happens, you can immediately close this firm, and only smart direction with positions will help you avoid critical losses. But again, this is by no means a recommendation or advice. It may turn around. Again, I have shares, of course, I also wanted them to grow, but again, I repeat that I do not expect all the fairy tales about this short squeeze. Again, everyone has been telling you for the past year about the incredible short squeeze. Where are we now? We are at our minimum value. What lies are they coming up with again to make you watch videos? Again, they are earning, my friends, on views. They don't trade stocks. They just feed you lies about short squeeze, about something else. I'm telling you the absolute truth. Yes, it may be unpleasant truth, but I try to be honest with you. Of course, many people don't like it. I have a lot of dislikes under my AMC stock videos, but it's okay. Truth is more important. Also, I want to remind you that I want to start a completely new account where we will earn from scratch, gradually replenishing the account. I will show you which stocks I buy, form positions, tell you about trades. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the new experiment. Also, I will definitely summarize the AMC stock trading at the end of the week, what positions I open. I'll tell you right away that I've already opened several positions, sold a few puts, and also closed a few positions. I'll continue to monitor at the end of the week. If something serious happens, I'll make videos more often. Again, my advice, don't trust any bloggers, but better watch my previous videos about AMC, where I clearly explain my position, my strategy.